How's it going, YouTube? Francisco Velasco here. Welcome to another predictions video. I know you guys have been liking these videos. I'm here at the Estadio Caliente. And yeah, I know you guys have been really liking these videos. So yeah, it is Thursday. So that means another Liga MX prediction video. Predictions for week 4. Should be another great weekend of Liga MX football. And yeah, here we go. Let's dive right into the predictions right now. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe if you like the videos. And yeah, leave a comment down below. Anything at all, your predictions even, leave it down below. Thank y'all for watching. I appreciate it. Enjoy. All right, guys, so first game, Puebla versus Veracruz. Should be a very hard-fought match. This is a Clásico, by the way, guys. A lot of you guys probably don't know that. Clásico del Sur, Clásico Sureño. They call that because both teams are south of Mexico City. They're not really in the south. You know, they're not in Yucatan or down there, Chiapas. Veracruz is more to the south, but Puebla is definitely more of a central city. But yeah, this has been dubbed the Clásico del Sur, just because both teams have really had tension over the last few years, especially since both teams have been pretty bad. So there's been very good matchups in terms of trying to evade relegation. I think both teams on a few occasions have resulted in relegating one another in these matchups. So yeah, definitely a very intense matchup. It should be a great game over there at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc. This is actually one of the games I'm most looking forward to. I think the atmosphere is going to be good at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc. And when it gets going there, you know, it's a very, very beautiful stadium, great place. And yeah, I feel like this will be a very good game over there. Both teams haven't looked the best so far. Puebla has definitely looked better than Veracruz. I mean, they defeated Toluca 2-1 over there at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc. As we all know, you know, Puebla does play much better at home. Veracruz plays much better at home. So they should struggle in this match. Not a great team away from home. You know, Veracruz is coming off a 2-2 draw against Monarcas Morelia, but that was over there at the Luis Pirata Fuente. Then Puebla's coming off a 2-0 loss against Santos Laguna, but that was over there in Torreon. So yeah, definitely, you know, both teams have solid players, have decent players. You know, some players to watch in this game. Francisco Acuña for Puebla, a.k.a. Messi Acuña. I know he doesn't like that, but I'm not going to stop calling him that until he calls me out or something. I don't know. I just love that nickname, Messi Acuña. And yeah, a very solid player going forward. And then for Veracruz, Cristian Menendez, Polaco. He looked great when he first arrived in the league, you know, a couple seasons ago. Then he really, really fell off. Like, he hasn't done really much of anything last season, this season. Hopefully he can get back to it, though. He's definitely a type of striker that can succeed in the Liga MX. He has those qualities. I still think he's an interesting player. Adrian Luna, of course, another very interesting player for Veracruz there. But yeah, overall, I feel like this will be a very intense match at the Estadio Cuauhtémoc. Really looking forward to it. But again, Puebla does have the edge there at home. And also, I do believe they do have the better team, the better manager, Enrique Mesa, even though Memo Vasquez isn't bad himself. But yeah, I think Puebla will take this game 2-1. Final prediction for this one. All right, guys, next game, Monarcas Morelia versus Necaxa. Yes, that is Marilyn Monroe in the background. Anyways, let's get to the game, guys. Should be a very good one. I believe this game has a ton of potential. Why? Because both teams have very weak defenses, and they're very good going forward. So yeah, Monarcas Morelia is coming off a 2-2 draw against Veracruz. And then Necaxa is coming off a 1-0 win against Lobos BUAP. That game was absolutely terrible, by the way, guys. Absolutely abysmal. But yeah, this should be a much better game. You know, Morelia has guys like Carlos Fierro, Rey Sandoval, Diego Valdez going forward. Necaxa has guys like Allende, Davila, those Chileans, you know, Matias Fernandez. So yeah, I think this is going to be a good game over there in Michoacán. I think both defenses are quite weak, and both teams have a lot to offer going forward. And yeah, I think it's going to end at a 2-2 draw. I think it's going to be a very interesting game over there at the Estadio Morelos. All right, next off, the game that no one's looking forward to, Lobos BUAP against Atlas. You know, last week, Necaxa against Lobos BUAP was absolutely terrible. I think this is going to be another one of those games, guys. I just feel it. And, yeah, both teams aren't great. You know, they don't have star players at all. You know, nothing really great. I mean, Atlas just named Rafa Marquez as their sporting director. That's cool. You know, Lobos BUAP has Paco Palencia. That's cool, I guess. But, yeah, you know, in all seriousness, no, Lobos BUAP has a very bad defense. Going forward, they have some decent players. I mean, Kasim Richards has looked actually pretty decent so far in the Liga MX. And then Yeah, Atlas, they do have interesting players like Brian Garnica, Clifford Obuagie, Juan Pablo Bigon. And yeah, I feel like they do have some interesting pieces, interesting players going forward. But, they just can't gel it together. And that defense doesn't look great as well. Leighton Jimenez has looked terrible so far. Yeah, it's been rough for Atlas this season. And yeah, but I do feel that Atlas will actually take this game. I'm feeling a 1-2 nothing win for Atlas here. It is away from home, but still, in that stadium, Lobos Ball doesn't have much of a presence. And I feel like the Sotos will take this one. All right, guys, next off, León versus Querétaro. León looked very good against Xolos in that 1-1 draw. Was at the game. Yeah, even without Pedro Aquino or Fernando Navarro in the lineup, they looked very solid actually against Xolos. I mean, Xolos did have one man, 10 men for most of the game. I mean, so yeah, but still, León looked solid in that game when it was 11-11. And yeah, I think they do have some interesting players. Obviously, Mauro Boselli, Pedro Aquino, who didn't play, very good player as well. And then Querétaro hasn't looked the best under Rafa Puente Jr. They just can't get it together, even though they have a great offense. They have Edson Puch, they have Keko Villalba, they have Camilo Zambeso, but they just can't gel it together, going forward. Coming off a 2-1 loss against Monterrey, which was expected. But I feel like ultimately León will win this game because of the home field advantage. I think both teams are quite similar. These kind of mid-table teams really that shouldn't get into the playoffs. And I think León will take this one 1-0. 1-0 León. All right, guys, next game, Tigres versus Toluca. I mentioned before, I don't really like this Toluca team. I don't think they're that good. They're coming off a 2-2 draw against Chivas. Didn't like them in that game. Then they lost against Puebla 2-1. Weren't great in that game. And Tigres, they lost against Cruz Azul 1-0. But Cruz Azul is looking like the best team in the league. They'll have the home field advantage as well. So I'm really expecting Tigres to take this game easily. Toluca's going to miss Alfredo Talavera in net because he picked up a red card against Chivas. So yeah, predicted 2-0 win for Tigres. All right, guys, next off, probably the game of the week. America versus Monterrey. Should be a good game there at the Estadio Azteca. Both teams looking pretty good so far. Monterrey's undefeated, 3 wins, 3 games, 9 points. One of the top teams so far in Liga MX. America, they lost against Necaxa, but then they brought it back with wins against Atlas, and then last week against Pachuca, 3-1 win there. Big talking point there, Diego Lainez, looking like the next star. Everybody's pumping him up. But yeah, I still think Monterrey is a much better team, even though America will have the home field advantage. I think it should be a close game. I think Monterrey will take it 1-0, but I think it should be a good game there at the Estadio Azteca. All right, guys, next off, Pumas versus Pachuca. I think it's a pretty straightforward game. I think Pumas has a much better team. I think Pachuca has been pretty bad lately. Just got trashed 3-1 against America. And yeah, it's going to be a tough game over there in Seúl, in Mexico City. So expecting Pumas to win this game. Pumas has looked great so far. And yeah, prediction for that game is a 2-0 win for Pumas against Tuzos. All right, next off, Chivas Santos. Of course, Pedro is a Chivas fan. I'm a Santos fan. So there's probably going to be some sort of wager between us for that game. But yeah, it should be a very good game at the Estadio Akron. Chivas is coming off a 2-2 draw against Toluca, and they actually look pretty good in that game. They look solid in that game. Angel Saldivar scored both goals. Looked very good in that game. Walter Sandoval has looked fantastic. He'll be facing his former team. In this one, Santos just lost their manager, Robert Dante Siboldi. He resigned, and Salvador Reyes Jr. is now the new manager. He's going back to Chivas there, back in Guadalajara. So that should be interesting. Another interesting storyline to keep in check right there. Santos has a decent team, but it's just gonna be tough with a new manager, new playing style, and then Chivas hasn't looked great. So prediction for that one is a 1-1 draw over there in Guadalajara. All right, guys, last game here from the Estadio Caliente. It's going to be here at the Estadio Caliente. This is going to be Xolos versus Cruz Azul. It should be a great game here at the Estadio Caliente. Xolos, they'll have the home field advantage. They'll have the turf, which always seems to play a role, especially this season with that new turf that was brought in. But Cruz Azul just have a better team. I mean, they're really have been the best team this season. Have 3 wins so far against Puebla, against Tigres last week, and then against Chivas in week 2. But yeah, that win against Tigres is very, very impressive. Their new signings like Elias Hernandez, Pablo Aguilar have been really working out. And then up top, Martin Cauteruccio, he's slotted into the starting role and really cemented his place there and has looked very solid. He knocked out Milton Caraglio from his starting spot, and looks like Cauteruccio will be the consistent striker now for Pedro Caixinha. And Cruz Azul have a very solid team. Cholos have a solid team as well, but you can't really compare the squads at the moment. Fabian Castillo will be available to play in that game, and it'll be interesting to see if he does get the start. Cholos will not count with Luis Chavez, one of their young midfielders, which could be a big blow. But overall, I think Cruz Azul gets the win. I think it's going to be a slight win, though. I think it's going to be 2-1 here at the Estadio Caliente. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.